Now I know what you're thinking. Sam, you already did this list. Well, I saw many more movies, and I have a much longer list. So, yeah, I'm just gonna do this list again. Here we go. Number 10 is Shrek, also my favorite animated movie. Ah, I love this movie. I remember seeing it when I was little, and I don't know, I just liked it because this film, it kind of got me into animation. I mean, I just thought it was cool. And plus, it was funny, and it's still funny today. Like, there are jokes that I maybe didn't get when I first saw it when I was little, and then now I get it. Um, but yeah, and the voice acting was really good with Mike Myers as Shrek, Eddie Murphy as Donkey, and what else? It has a simple, good story, and I love how it's kind of a parody. Yeah, I love how it's a parody of all the famous fairy tales everyone knows, which is also funny. And just overall, it's funny, good movie. All right, good movie. Number 9 is Reservoir Dogs. Um, I just saw this recently, and I must say I really enjoyed it. I really did. I mean, it's a little slow, I will tell you that, but it's Quentin Tarantino, and you can't go wrong with Quentin Tarantino. Plus, this is his first film, and this was very impressive for his first film. In fact, I believe he won a few awards for this film, but I am not sure. But let me put it out here, this film is not for the faint of heart or those with a weak stomach. I mean, this is violent. I'm not kidding. I mean, a guy gets his ear cut off. I mean, God. And those and it's not for people who can't stand profanity, but because there's a lot of swearing. Just gonna put that out there. But yes, the story is good, even though it's not told in chronological order. But hey, it's Tarantino, and it's the acting is pretty good, especially from Steve Buscemi and Harvey Keitel and many other actors. They have a pretty good cast, and some of them, I believe, became famous because of this movie. And of course, Quentin Tarantino became famous because of this movie. And yeah, I just I have to say I like Tarantino, which I will prove to you by coming up in one of the later films on this list. Number 8, There Will Be Blood. Now let me just go on and say, despite its name, the only really violent part was towards the end, and I think that's what got this movie an R rating, so I'm pretty sure it'll be okay for those little kiddies out there. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Daniel Day-Lewis, I say, is probably one of the greatest actors of all time. He did a phenomenal job on this movie. I mean, really phenomenal. It was amazing. Just incredible. I mean, he just did such a good job. But anyway, let's not focus on that. And the story is pretty good, and it's kind of the meaning is about power, basically. And about that, the ending um I didn't really get. It took me about 20 minutes to finally get it because I found it a bit odd and confusing. And when I finally did, I have to say that I really enjoyed this movie. In fact, now it's of course it's one of my favorite movies. It's well done, I'd have to say. From the set design, the script, the dialogue, the acting, the directing, and of course Daniel Day-Lewis acting. He just does a good job. A very, very good job. I mean, at some points this movie was a bit depressing, and there's some I would complain about this movie being a little bit too long. At some points, I was kind of like, get on with it, if you know what I mean. But despite that, it's a very, very well done, very good movie, which I highly recommend. Number 7 is Ocean's 11. Now, I apologize, I could not find the trailer online, so I'm just going to show you the poster. Now, on towards the movie. Steven Soderbergh, not Steven Spielberg, Soderbergh. Yeah, you heard me. I have to say I respect you because this movie is very, very good. I mean, it is nothing like the original 1961, but this is much better, I'd have to say. It's it's well done. I mean, I like the story. It has an ensemble cast with George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Bernie Mac, Julia Roberts, Andy Garcia, and Casey Affleck, so forth. But I just like how the movie is planned out and how it's done. I mean, really, it's the story of the movie that you have to see, and how they like pull off the heist about them trying to rob a casino. Because, well, that's what it's about. It's just, it's a good movie, all right. It's a well done. I have to say, like this movie. Some people consider There Will Be Blood better, but this movie I saw first, and I really liked it. All right. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Number 6, Inglorious Bastards. Now I know I spelled it wrong, but that's how it's spelled in the movie. Plus he's Quentin Tarantino, he can do what he wants. Now, this is the first Quentin Tarantino movie I ever saw, and I loved it because I never seen a movie that was like done in that directorial style. It's just the way it was directed just interested me, and the cast and how it was funny, but it was also serious. I mean, didn't know what move to make. And also the over the top gore was um hmm, interesting, if you will. I mean, if you've seen Kill Bill, then you could probably handle this. But I mean, some people complained about this film because it wasn't historically accurate, yada yada. But he's Tarantino; he can do what he wants. Plus, it says "Once Upon a Time" in Nazi-occupied France, which Once Upon a Time is used in fairy tales, and I'm guessing this is a World War II fairy tale in Quentin Tarantino's eyes. But um, yeah, I'm just gonna say I like the directing style. That's basically the real reason why I like this movie. Plus the cast. Brad Pitt, I have to say, had the best line in the entire movie, which I won't say, but it was funny. So go ahead and see this movie if you can. Number 5, what do we have here? Oh yes, Goodfellas. Oh, I love this movie. It just when I saw it, I immediately liked it. Cause let me just say, the directing. He's Martin Scorsese. He's one of the greatest directors of all time. And I like the shot. The cinematography was also well done. Of all many great epic tracking shots. And I have to say, the story was really interested me. Cause not only is it really good, it's based on a true story, which is kind of scary thought. Cause well, it's about the mafia, and you don't want to mess with them. But yes, and the acting was really well done. Example, Ray Liotta. This is the film that really got him famous. Robert De Niro also did a great job as usual, and Joe Pesci also did a pretty good job. This film, um, I don't know if you've seen the Snickers commercial where they have a celebrity and then they're angry, and then when they eat the Snickers, they're back to a normal person. There was one that had Joe Pesci, and then when I realized it was Joe Pesci, it made my day. Because in this movie, let's just say he has an anger problem, and in that commercial, he was very angry, so I recognized him. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. And this film was nominated for a few Academy Awards. Why it didn't win one, I don't know. But it's, according to IMDb, it's on the list of, or sorry, according to American Film Institute, it's ranked number 2 on best gangster films of all time. I would rank it number 1. Godfather was in front of it on the AFI list. I personally like this better than The Godfather. I mean, Godfather at some points it was boring, but this it was really interesting. But plus Godfather 2 is confusing, but this was just I liked it. I mean, I was blown away by it. It was incredible. One of my favorite movies of all time. Well, of course it is because it's on this list. But just do yourself a favor. Go see this movie. Well, it's not for the people who can't really handle violence because unlike Inglourious Basterds, this is realistic violence when that was just over the top and ridiculous. Plus, there's a lot of swearing in this. But besides that, this film is amazing and incredible. Go see it as soon as possible.